Hey, welcome back. We are looking at three really good video games releasing today. 22nd of July edition on Steam. I think this might be the best day so far. I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10 stars for quality, and we're starting with Wildgate. Let's have a look at the large screen. Got some really fun arcadey kind of graphics. I believe this is a PvP game, but I'm not 100% sure how it works. We'll have to explore this a little bit. There's definitely some genre mashup in there. You're playing with 4 people. Maybe they are NPCs. Alright, different crews, so definitely PvP. I really don't know how this one works. All hands on deck. You're creating your ship. You're attacking other players. There's first-person shooter mechanics in there. There's some really fun-looking characters, but you got these like ship v ship battles. It looks like you can ram other players and then board their ships and try and take over. So I think there's going to be a lot of action happening. I just don't know how long the rounds will actually go or how long a game will take place in this. Let's have a look at the Steam page. Let's try this one on. I like the music for this one better. So it's a PvP multiplayer shooter that blends tactical ship-to-ship combat with fast-paced first-person shooting action. So that's really interesting. High-stakes ship battles and intense first-person shootouts. No two matches are ever the same. You need to improvise on the fly. Your ship is your home. So yeah, how long will these matches last? So assume you're not spending too much time actually building a ship then, because that would take too long. Unless you have a ship that you kind of like preload in and you build sort of in between rounds. Unique prospectors. Why does that remind me of I can't even remember. What's that game they used to play? Had prospectors in it. They completely changed the way the game played. The cycle reaches dangerous, unpredictable place filled with deadly hazards. I'm really curious about this. I think there's one of those games you probably won't really know how it works until you actually give it a run. So definitely a highly anticipated game and a really good one of that as well. So let's move on to something all very different. Hellclock, a game that I've actually covered before in my best roguelikes of this month. A game that I absolutely love to look at. Let's have a look on the big screen. Some really cool action roguelike mechanics here. It is based around Brazilian lore or Brazilian mythology, I believe, and it's got some really cool kind of time style animations and not lots. So we got classic upgrade trees that you'd see in a lot of RPG games, a lot of action roguelike games as well. But I'm really curious about the storyline. I'm curious about how this one comes together. Definitely looks stylistic. Definitely has a fun little storyline there, even though there's some elements that look pretty familiar. Let's use the other one for background. Forge, powerful builds with an endless loot in this relentless combination of roguelike and action RPG. I like the ability to use lots of different loot. Based around 19th century Brazil, there was something that happened there with 25,000 people dead. A revolution, a brutal retaliation. And this is what I really like. I like this different animations, the ability to upgrade. I hope that the upgrades aren't just, generic 0.25 upgrades and things like that. I want really cool synergies, things that look visually impressive on the screen. That's what's really important for an action roguelike game for me. Sort of like Rogue Loop style, something like that. All right, we're rewriting history. This looks like a really fun game, but, I am impartial towards action RPG roguelike games. It's probably my favorite genre of all time. So, Hellclock has been on my list for a while. I'll definitely be playing it. How about you? But if you don't like roguelike action games, the next one is completely different. Grimshire. I don't think we could find a game that could be further from the action roguelike genre. Let's check this one out on big screen. This is a pixel art farming simulator where you've got animal protagonists built around a town with animal characters, and you're going to be farming and doing everything that you probably would do in Stardew Valley or one of the endless amount of games that have followed that same kind of recipe. I must say that I don't generally play these games, but I know that they are ultra popular, so I'll put it on this list here. And if nothing else, there's a really quaint, pretty style to this game, and it's got that relaxing, cozy vibes as well. Got to have the ability to fish. Who creates an indie game these days and doesn't have fishing as one of the mechanics? So I definitely think this is one that's going to suit a few people. Let's check out any more detail. It's actually a deadly plague that's threatening the village of Grimshire, so not as relaxing as it might have been. And let's see, we're keeping things stocked, we're resource, we're renting food, lots of farming style resource management, bit of community in there. So I think these games generally live and die on how fun the community is to play with. And generally, I don't know if it's going to have dating and stuff like that, but normally most of the games have the ability to get married and start a family and stuff like that. So I'm sure there'll be people out there that are very much ready for Grimshire. Looks like a pretty game. I'll give it that. Hey, there's 3 games releasing 22nd July. I think it's a strong one. Let me know what you think. Subscribing, liking. It's good for the channel. Thanks for watching.